Okay. Where is everybody? Oh well. 11. Who's got 11 for me? You got me, Dan? Hook me up, brother. Abso-Smurfly right.
But 9 over 6 breaks down to 3 over 2.
Yeah.
So then
N plus 3 halves. You bring the denominator to the front.
Wouldn't it be 2n? If the
2n plus 3.
Yeah.
Okay, again, you must multiply to 18 and add to 11. So it is 9 and 2. So you had n plus 9 over 6 and n plus 2 over 6. 9 over 6 simplifies to 3 halves. 2 over 6 simplifies to 1/3. The 2 comes to the front, 2n plus 3. The 3 comes to the front, 3n plus 1.
Oh, I just switched. Okay, mine's the other way around.
All right. 4. Who's got 4? Gio, hit me. M plus 2. So close. 4m plus 5. Minus 5. Thank you. It's minus 5. I got a new tip from a pen. Notice no skippy. Yeah. 13. Who's up? Pardon? A minus 1 over 2 squared. Kinda, but it's 2a minus 1 squared. You bring that to the front. Y plus 7. Y minus 7. Now, some of you are hopefully starting to recognize that this is the same as being one single thing squared. So if this was a squared, and that's a perfect square, you're going to take the square root of a and you're going to get a, right? So some of you are maybe recognizing that the square root of x minus 7 squared is just x minus 7. You don't need to use that a thing. But keep that a thing in your mental back pocket because eventually factoring gets very complex and you're going to want that a move. Okay? Okay. And then plus 9. And then x minus 7 minus 9. So it's x plus 2 and x minus 16. You always collect your like terms. Now this one, again, it looks ugly, but if you do yourself this favor, a squared minus b squared, then it's really, really easy because a plus b, which is 2x plus 3 plus 4x minus 7, and then 2x plus 3, because this side is going to be a minus b, minus 4x minus 7, and then you just collect all your like terms. 2x plus 4x is 6x, 3 plus negative 7 is negative 4, 2 minus 4 is negative 2x, and 3 minus minus 7 is positive 10. Yeah? Then, of course, you notice, wait a minute, 6 and 4, they have a common factor. What is it? 2. So you got 3x minus 2. Wait a minute, they have a common factor. What is it? I would take out negative 2 to get rid of this negative at the front. Negative 2, leave me with x minus 5. Then I would see 2 and 2 are outside of brackets and are like terms. So my final answer would be negative 4, 3x minus 2, x minus 5. That's the best, most complete answer is where I was trying to go with that. This one, x plus 6, x plus 2. This one, oh, barf, it's so scary, it makes me want to cry until you realize that and that are the exact same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's a squared plus 8a plus 12. Hey, wait a minute, isn't that? Aren't they the exact same thing?
Wow.
So this is really a plus 6 and a plus 2. But there is no a. A is 2x plus 7. So it is 2x plus 7 plus 6 and 2x plus 7 plus 2, which is 2x plus 13 and 2x plus 9. Yeah? Yeah. And then this one, oh, so scary. Oh, I don't know what I'm ever going to do, except I notice that those are exactly the same thing. So that's q squared minus 4q minus 45, which is, of course, q plus 5 and q minus 9. But there is no q. What's q? 4x plus 3 plus 5 and 4x plus 3 minus 9. And of course, that's 4x plus 8 and 4x minus 6. And then, of course, you notice what? Out comes a 2. And you notice what? Actually, out comes a 4. Thank you. Out comes a 4. And what comes out of there?
2.
A 2. What's 4 times 2?
8.
8. What's 4x plus 8 divided by 4? X plus 2. And what's 2x divided minus 6 divided by 2? And then you'd be done. Okay? When do we stop factoring? When there's no more factoring to be done. When will we stop eating pizza? When there is no more pizza to be eaten. Hopefully that will never happen. But it might. Any questions? All right, now listen. Apparently, somehow, some people got a little bit confused. Possibly me included. I believe that the last thing I said to you yesterday was you were to finish 138. And today in class, you were going to do 139, which was our last assignment. I'm going to collect your marks out of 18 on page 135. You're going to do this in class. And then we're going to be done factoring. You'll notice there's no review. There is one more quiz to do, right? Now, we have not talked about page 136. The reason we have not talked about page 136 is I used to not have 136 in my notes. I just put it on the test. Because to do page 136, if you know how to factor, 136 is no problem. But apparently, when I put that on a test, my students' minds were literally melted into puddles of crying baby goo. So I put it in the notes. Then I did it where I have it in the notes here and still crying baby goo. So I wanted to move it to the end of the unit, but I forgot, which is why we skipped it. So if everybody could go back to page 136 right now, we can chit-chat about that. Now, if I asked you to factor this, what would you do?
Multiply to 12 and add to 7.
You need numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 7. And are there numbers that do that? 3 and 4. Excellent. Okay, what if I gave you this? X squared plus 9x plus 12. How'd you factor that? Multiply to 12 and add to 9. Are there numbers that do that?
Yeah.
Which factors of 12 add to 9? None. So this is not factorable, yes? What is the only difference between that and that? Pardon? Yes, obviously, but what is the difference in how they are written? The 9 and 7 are different, right? So for some numbers, I cannot factor the trinomial. For other numbers, I can. So what I want you to do on this page is tell me any number that I could write there and have this work. So if I ask you to factor this, and you don't know what that is, you need numbers that multiply to what? You don't know.
You don't know.
But they have to add to what?
R.
1.
Okay.
Right? So I need any two numbers that will add to 1.
1 plus 0. Oh. There's no such thing.
Yes, there are.
0.5. 0.5.
Oh,
1
negative.
Negatives. You remember that other half of the real number system? That other infinity?
So negative.
So give me two numbers that will add to 1.
Negative 1.
2 and negative 1, right? So I could use 2 and minus 1. Well, what does that multiply to? Negative 2. So could I put negative 2 here? Yes. 1 second. How many times have we talked about actually knowing what the writing means? Is this a real thing? Or is that a mathematician's invention because they're too lazy to write the real thing? It's a mathematician's invention because they're too lazy to write the real thing. What is this really?
Negative
3 plus
7.
negative 7. Okay? So what has to go here? It would have to be negative 2. Are there any other numbers that could go there? Like what?
Negative 2.
6 could go there. Because that would be what?
6 minus.
Negative 2 and 3, wouldn't it? What else could go there? He waited patiently. Negative 1 and 2. Negative 2 and 3.
Negative 12.
Negative 12. Why? 3 and 4. Give me another one.
Negative 4.
20. 4 and 5. Give me another one. So that would be negative 30. 6 and 7 would be negative 42. Everybody with me? All right. So what's different in 2? Nothing. So what number could go there? Any of those numbers we just said. Or any other number that has factors how far apart? 1 apart, as long as one of them is, which one has to be negative? The bigger one or the smaller one?
Smaller. It doesn't matter. Well,
That's why I used air quotes, because
doesn't matter as long as the sign of the
1 and 2, I got to give the negative to the smaller one, right? Because that's be 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2, right? So any other number could go there. Negative, give me another one.
Negative 6.
Negative 6, we already used negative 6.
Negative 6.
Negative 56.
8 and
Why?
8 and 9.
7 and 8, which one gets the negative? Negative 7, because 8 minus 7 is 1. Good
8
job.
and 9.
8 and 9, absolutely. Which one would get the negative? The 8, because 9 minus 8 is 1. So what number would actually go there?
Negative 8.
No. Negative 72,
Oh, right, okay.
because it would be negative 8 and 9. Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. What differs in 3? Nothing. So give me another number that could go there. Negative 110? Why? Because 11 and negative 10. Everybody good? What's different in 4?
Negative in the middle.
The negative's in the middle. So what has to change?
Subtract it.
Give me a number that could go there. 42. Which would be 6 and 7. Where would the negative go this time?
7.
With the 7. It's got to go with the bigger number. Bigger number. Right? Okay, you guys do 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, Mr. Myers, how dare you? You've only showed us the pattern 4 times. I don't know if we'll be able to figure it out.
But now there's a negative 2.
I should take you all to an escape room. So you guys just sit there. I don't know what to do.
Please do.
Try something. What? Anything. I don't know.
So an escape room with math questions?
An escape room with any kind of question, because you guys approach questions that look new to you by doing nothing. Here's how I know. Hey, what should I do here? And then you look at your neighbor, who's also going. And you're like, well, I guess I do nothing.
Okay, now there's negative 2.
Yes.
We have to think of something that's negative 2.
Yes. No.
This is a math class.
Because this is math class. You only want to go on a field trip.
Science World.
Uh-huh. Science World did last year have the science of math. Sadly, I did not teach grade 9 last year and could not take any of you. I did tell all of your grade 9 teachers that Science World was doing that, but I suppose nobody took you.
Teacher. She was supposed to be my science teacher, and she had her baby.
She did indeed. That's why she's one of my best friends. Similar people flock together. Okay, are we done yet?
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what can go in for 5?
30.
No. 30
No.
cannot.
We're not.
Negative 24? Okay, why? Because 4 and negative 6. The numbers have to be where? 2 apart, and which gets the negative? The bigger one. Give me another one that could go there. 63.
7 and 5. 7 minus 5.
Because it would be 7 and 9, and the negative would go with the 9, because negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2. Yay! What's different about 6?
There's
It's in the middle. So I need numbers that multiply to what? 6 and add to what? Whatever you want. What are the only choices for 6?
3 and 2.
2 and 3, which means what would have to be here? 5. Or 1 and 6, so it would have to be here. 7. Or negative what? Negative 2 and negative 3 and negative 5 and negative 1 and negative 6 and
7.
negative 7. How many people remembered the negatives other than Joseph? Nice! You're a liar. Okay, what do you know about 7? I know, you do know everything about 7. Everybody should already have it filled in.
It is missing a number, so we have to multiply to 10. That could be 5 and 2, and then
So what is it?
1, so 5 and
1 and 10 for
10.
or
5 and 2.
2 and 5 for or
Negative 1 and negative 10.
for negative 11 or
Negative 2 and negative 5 or negative 7.
yay! What about a
Oh, there's two variables.
Variables do not matter.
It's the same thing.
Kinda.
There's just a y squared with it.
Kinda.
The beginning has also a number.
Yeah.
So we have to multiply the 4 and the 9.
Uh-huh.
And then add to whatever's in the middle.
Uh-huh.
So that's 36.
Okay.
And then 6 times 6 is 36.
Okay.
And then 6 plus 6 is 12.
Okay. So 6 and 6 would get me 12 in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. That would work.
Yes, I'm.
So that would be 6 at the end of this. And 6 here. Isn't 6 times 6 36?
Yeah.
But I don't want 36. I need 9.
3 times 3. And 3 plus 3 is 6.
So you would have to use
3,
3 and 3, which means this would be what?
9.
No.
No, 6.
6. Why?
Because 6 times 6 is 36. 3 plus 3 is 6. And 3 times 3 is 9.
So what would I have? What would this look like?
4x squared.
No.
Wait.
2x plus
Plus
3y and, yeah, 2x plus 3y, which means the middle would have 6xy. Or would it be 6?
It could be.
It would be 6?
No.
What would it be? You were right the first time for the wrong reasons.
Not, so it could be. No.
What is it?
4.
What's going to be in the middle? What's 12?
Oh, right.
You were right the first time, but for the wrong reasons. Why is it 12? 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. Or it could also be negative 12, because negative 3 and negative 3 would get me positive 9. Yeah? Plus or minus 12.
How will we get the x? Because
You won't get the
y.
x.
Oh, okay.
You can't get the x because there's no equals sign. All right. This question also used to be on tests. People would always get it wrong, even though we've done it to death. If I told you that the area of the rectangle was 18, could you tell me the dimensions? Sure, what are they?
6 and 3.
3 and 6. What else are they?
9 and
2 and 9. What else are they? 1 and 18. Why?
Because they always 3.
Because 3 and 6 are factors of 18. 9 and 2 are factors of 18. 18 and 1 are factors of 18. So you know that the dimensions of every rectangle are factors of the area, yes? Well, there's your area. How will you find how long each side is?
You multiply
You factor it.
12.
How do I factor that?
Multiply to 12, add to 7.
Multiply to 12, add to 7. What are they? X plus 3, x plus 4. I used to have that on a test. Every kid would get it wrong.
Just because it's a word question? Really?
I have no idea why they got it wrong.
Actors.
Because, like I was saying, you all can tell me the dimensions of a triangle if I give you the area. You factor it. Well, I gave you the area. It's that. So you factor it. Because math is always the same. Even in an escape room.
They just give you pressure. You can
Now, if none of this were there, what would be the area of the shaded?
What would be 3x plus 5? And
It
then
would be
5x
3x plus 5 times what?
5x minus 4.
5x minus 4. But this is missing. So what math? Subtract what?
2x plus 6.
Also, this used to be a page on a test, and kids would get 0 on the whole page.
Is that all you have to write?
No, of course that's not what you have to write. When do you ever not simplify?
So 3 and
Right, so what do I do
3
here?
and 5, 15x.
Oh, wait, I gotta change color, back to purple. Stop it. 15x squared
And then negative 12. And then, yeah.
I'm not done here yet.
Now 5 and that's 25x. And then negative.
And then what?
15x squared. 25.
Which is the same as 25 minus 12. Don't go to your calculator for 25 minus 12. I only have 2 eyes. I don't want to wreck my new pen tip by stabbing it into my eye. 13x minus 20.
And then
2,
2, and then that's 2
minus
squared, 2x squared.
2x squared
And then 4x,
plus 4x
and then 6x,
plus 6x
and then 8.
2x squared plus 10x.
No, 12.
12.
I added them.
Then 2x squared plus 10x plus 12.
And then 6.
Now, how do I do the subtraction?
You subtract 15 and 2.
15x squared minus 2x squared to get what?
Oh no, 13.
13x squared. Then what?
And then 13 plus 10. No,
13x minus 10x is
is, oh no,
3x. And then negative 20.
Minus
12 is negative 32.
Wow, so hard.
Apparently, because every year before this, even though I've taught factoring the same way, every kid would get 0 on this whole page. I don't know why. Everybody good? Awesome. Possums, what page should you be working on now? 139. Is it an assignment? Yes. So are you allowed to ask me any questions?
Yes.
No. I'm going to be walking around and getting your score from page 135. It is out of 18.